3, 2, 1.
There, we did it.
We survived another week.
What's up, guys?
Here we are.
Let's look at the chat. What's going on in chat?
I don't see anything in chat. I'm very disappointed.
No chat, folks, huh? It's just
That's
us.
okay. That's okay.
That's all right. That means it's probably going to be a good show.
Right?
Because we're just going to sit here and talk shit to each other.
Perfect.
So, Jamie, she finally got her first clutch for this year.
Yeah.
Eggs on the show.
Eggs on the show.
You need to get a sticker that says farm fresh eggs on that glass.
Oh, that'd be funny. That would be
That's
funny.
what I'm going to put on my incubator.
That's
Get
hilarious.
one of those old school stickers, farm fresh eggs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were really excited. I wasn't expecting this female to lay. She's a big layer for us. So last year she gave us 10 good eggs, and this year she gave us 11. So we have 11 eggs in the incubator. Yeah, so she's a pastel pinstripe, and it's my first Who's Your Daddy's clutch. So I originally and only one time paired her to a Mojave yellow belly black pastel boy.
Right.
But then I had found out that a banana clown whose name was Holly Jolly ended up being a male. And so I renamed him Hillbilly Jim, and he went to Bertha the rest of the times. So I'm hoping the babies turn out banana. I'm hoping he took the clutch.
And
So
what was she?
Banana, huh? What do you think about that, Holly?
Holly's gonna be really upset if the banana didn't get the clutch, because she really told me she wants a banana head clown real bad.
Wait,
Female.
what?
Female. What's up, Mark? I haven't seen you in here in a minute, bud. Miss Jamie, how's it
Jamie
going?
smokes early.
Mission Morphs, what's up?
Yeah, Mission Morphs.
Banana head clown female. I can't believe it, Holly.
I know it. I know. I'm slacking. I've got to start getting pet stuff together,
Yeah, you
right?
do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Can't always breed for breeders. So
No, that's what my lavender stuff is. It's pet-ish stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris.
I got a pretty good customer, like friend of mine, who is like on a payment plan for some of my candy stuff, my breeder candy stuff. And I've been very lenient with them because they've been good customers. But I'm probably going to text them this week and be like, hey, if you guys don't pay the rest in like 3 weeks, I'm just going to keep them and breed them because I'm going to have no candies this year.
Ah.
Because they're taking my breeder male and 2 breeder females. I'm keeping 2 breeder females. And I was like, I'll take a year off of breeding candies and just have my male raise ups that I held back for next season. But I sold my 2 of my full candy clutches, I think 9 visual candies in like 3 weeks. So
Oh wow.
now I'm like, shit, I want more candies. But they technically bought my only breeder male. So
Yeah.
and
So Tyler, I wanted you to talk more about Fuzzy Acres. I kind of played around with your logo a little bit this morning, and I don't know if you've seen your little snake head on there, but
yeah,
how's
Fuzzy
it
Acres.
going?
It's been really, really crazy over the past month. So we took over Fuzzy Acres in February and moved into a new facility also in February, which most people know. But since then, we've over doubled in sales in 2 months. April was a really, really crazy month for us on online sales and live sales. We doubled our sales from February to in April and had a better financial month in April than the previous owner of the company had in 15 years. So really trying to explode the company a lot. We expanded our own production. I don't even know. I think we added over 200 colonies last month of rats 40 colonies of ASFs, and I think another 30 colonies of mice. And this month, we're looking to do another 100 or so colonies of rats to add. So we're producing 5,000 or 6,000 a week right now.
Jeez. So
Um,
You're absolutely killing it. Is what it sounds like.
yeah, it's been really nuts trying to keep up with the snakes, and now it's gonna start to be the busy time in the snakes. So we'll see how it goes.
so what did you do differently than the previous owner? Are you just expanding numbers wise, or did you make operational changes or advertising?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of everything. So in 2020, the owner kind of slacked off a lot because he couldn't find any help. I'm not going to say slacked off, but he couldn't find any help because of COVID. So he slimmed down a ton. So from 20 to when we purchased the company, he was doing, pennies on the dollar from what he was doing, pre-COVID.
Okay.
But he started to really just get disattached with the business, slowed down, did some other ventures recently. So the numbers we did now are, better than, and he had the company for 15 years. So whatever,
Right.
11 years pre-COVID and the 4, I'll call it COVID and after, 20 and after. He wasn't a snake guy. So he had no ties to the reptile community really, besides the kind of like local people who knew him. I've used my connects in the reptile industry that I've had for 10 years now to get different customers, new customers, bigger customers, locally and in different states that we ship to, and pushed a little bit more on social media, not as much as I will be doing soon, and shows. So we did our first Fuzzy Acres show at AARPE North Carolina and killed it there. So one thing we didn't realize was, I guess people had been seeing Fuzzy Acres stuff on my Instagram, and we started a TikTok, but didn't know that it was me. So like one example, Savage Morphs bought a decent amount of, no, I cut. Wow.
I asked the same question. I'm like, did you just pull it back in a ponytail? No, he cut it.
Yeah. But Savage Morphs, who I've known for 3 or 4 years, had seen like the Fuzzy Acres stuff I'd been posting, but thought it was like a friend of mine or someone else's business. And he was like, dude, if I knew it was yours, I'd have been buying months ago or whatever. So,
You
doing
think
that.
my one ad that I put up on Instagram, that didn't make a difference?
What do you mean? I don't know, Travis.
You didn't get more people because of my one ad?
I think so. I think we got 32 orders from it. But no, that's
you got one order really from it. I know that.
Yeah. And we are going to start doing referral bonuses for customers. So Travis, if you get someone to order from us and it's a order over $100, you'll get 15% off your next order. So that's for anyone as well.
Sweet.
Who's watching. So if you refer customers,
I was talking to Tyler the other day, and he was showing me his packaging on the whoa. He just left.
Go back. Go back.
His packaging on the rodents, and I was extremely impressed. Like,
you talking about the labeling?
Wi-Fi to cut out. Sorry.
Well, I was very impressed though, because the packaging was so nice and clean. The rodents are all facing the same way, very professional. And I know that takes a lot of money and patience to do something like that. And he's had people bragging on how clean his stuff is when they get it, and looks amazing.
Extremely
they're
clean.
healthy looking, not just wadded up in a bag.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you this much. They're very, very clean. And you leave a rat in a tub, if she doesn't take it immediately, you leave it there. The next morning I would come in and you could smell the rat. But yours, I don't smell it. I don't. You guys give them a bath beforehand or whatever, but Yeah, it's definitely, there's a difference there. There's a big difference.
Well, that's it's a lot of work. I mean, so yesterday we cleaned, I think nine or 10 racks. Took it's 8 hours or something like that. Knocked out all the rat breeding racks in the front section of the room. Patrick Mako has been to the facility a few times. We try and keep up on it as much as we can and make sure stuff's turn over the building every week is our goal. We're testing out some new bedding and some new products to help with smell, cleaner bedding, stuff like that. So we're still relatively new to doing it at a large scale. So there's a lot of things we're figuring out. I will definitely do that.
I want to shout out my old man real quick. I've got him in there cleaning snake beds. It's been one of those weekends. It's been a very awkward weekend. Our neighbors were getting married in their backyards. Wow. We've had to be quiet. We've got the 6 dogs and everything. So
yeah.
But John said send him some business cards since you're not going to be visiting Dallas at the moment.
I definitely will. And so it's still a lot of like trial and error stuff, testing new things, talking to new people. The hardest thing for me has been keeping up on the cleaning and also trying to do the online and talking sales and stuff like that to people. So I've got part-time help there now, Monday through Thursday, and Dad's still there every day after work. So trying to keep up on everything and build more racks and just keep stuff moving. But it's been a crazy last 2 months. Hoping this month is the same or even crazier. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy in a good way. It's just been busy, moving forward a lot quicker than we kind of expected. So in April, we were we broke even in April for the month, which we didn't really expect to do until late summer, kind of like August time. So we're 2-3 months ahead of schedule on kind of what we were thinking. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been good.
Nice. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the labeling on the bags is awesome too. I mean, it's so easy to go in there and grab the bag and because sometimes smalls and weens might
look the same.
Be hard to distinguish in the freezer. So you grab the bag and take a closer look. But no, I love the labels. That was the one thing I was like, oh my God, he made label. I can read them easy. Sweet.
Yeah, the label gun we have is like really cool. I think it was a couple months ago, Dad showed me this video. He's like, oh, like this would be sick. And we got it, and it's cooler than we thought. So it's really nice and easy to label the bags. It's the same I'm guessing we're using a different tool than they use, but it's the same packaging, like labeling as like the Rodent Pro bags with the 25 smalls or whatever. I always like their packaging because Rodent Pro was who we used a lot of times when we were still feeding frozen. So we copied what they do. And they are the largest rodent company for a reason. So you can't
and so that. Where can people go to order from you?
Fuzzyacres.com is the easiest way to do it. You can also message me on Instagram if you have questions. Within reason, if you're just looking to place an order and you text me on Instagram, I will just send you the website. So and again, if there's like nuance to the order or something you want, specialty, text me on Instagram or call me if you have my number and I'll get it all figured out. The only thing we don't have on the website, because we're still kind of limited supply, I don't have them always in the freezer, as ASFs. So they're not on the website. If you're looking for frozen ASFs, then you'll have to like hit me up on Instagram and
gotcha.
Kind of go through there.
Okay, sounds good.
But those will be added to the website once I get enough production to always have stuff in the freezer.
Right.
They're a little slow.
Nice. Any plans on an app in the future?
No, I don't think so. Not anytime soon, at least. I think honestly, right now, I love our website. It is pretty smooth, pretty easy to go through,
Yeah.
and even compared to again the company I use as a comparison is always Rodent Pro because they are the best. Their website is so slow. I hate their website. It takes 40 seconds to log any change in your order or get to a different slide on the website. Ours isn't that way. I don't know what an app would add to the business right now without, unless you have an idea on what an app would add besides a place to make your orders. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, that just for me, I could, the app, I could set it up, I have my account and I could just go into the app and select 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, hit order. Don't have to put in credit card information. Don't have to put in my shipping information or anything like that. It's already there and just hit boom.
Yeah, I think I would. That's one thing I would really like to do is to be able to create outward facing customer accounts.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff, there's a few specific customers who don't order off the website. Most of them are older individuals that Ryan, who was the previous owner of the company, has had relations with for 10 or 15 years. So I'm not, I kind of got passed on to them, and they're pretty big customers. So I'm not going to bitch
Not gonna change anything.
and be like, I'm not, doing this shit anymore. So I'm doing it. But having outward facing customer accounts would be really nice. And I've tried craziest thing. So we run our websites through Shopify. It's just the easiest. And I was looking at creating customer accounts for those individuals just on the back end. To save their card information and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't do it, which is stupid. So every time they make an order, I have a book of all of their, card info and stuff. So I have to go type it in manually for the orders, which is kind of annoying. But I looked it up, and you have to be able to save customer accounts, as far as I could research, to have the highest tier of Shopify account, which is $2,000 a month.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's for big companies. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think ours is 50 a month or 100. It's the second highest tier of it. It's weird. It goes from $10 to 80 or 100 to 2,000. Stupid. But I think that's something. I'm not a website developer or techie guy at all, but if there was a way for us to have customers be able to save that info, it would definitely be nice.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think
sometime in the future.
maybe hit up Charlie from Gray Rider and see who he uses.
Yeah. Yep.
Does he have an app?
No.
No, he doesn't have an app.
But
Okay.
the website would.
His website's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything on the rodent side has been really, really good, and trying to get more eyes on the business. And started a TikTok 2 weeks ago. Got to do more posting on there and on Instagram. Looking at different ways to market: Google ads, Instagram ads, Meta ads, podcast sponsorships and stuff. Just a way to get more eyes on the business than we have right now.
Yeah.
Or for frozen sales, at least. That's really what those would help with. And then for live sales, I still have a pretty large wait list of customers. So producing as many as I can to be able to start supplying more people in Buffalo and Syracuse, which are the larger cities that are about an hour. We're about in the middle of those two cities, and the population of them is pretty big, and they all have pretty active reptile, communities in these three cities. So I'm
Nice.
just working on all that stuff, and then also trying to keep up with this.
Breed snakes.
How many hours a day are you putting into everything? Snakes and rats.
Probably at least 10 10 to 12 hour days at least. I'm usually down here cleaning snakes 8:30, and I'm usually done cleaning snakes or rats at 8, and then we'll come home and answer calls and emails until I go to sleep. So yeah, and still not enough. But
Not enough time in the day.
yeah, no. But again, at some point soon we'll be needing more help, more hired help, and which is good and bad. So it just means we're growing enough where I can't do it all, myself, and which is good. It's scary, but it's good.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure I find the right people or the right person for now, and move from there.
Nice.
Too bad I don't live closer. I'd help you.
I'm gonna be the first one that lives all the way across the United States to be his employee.
Yeah, the first person to move cross country to scrape rat shit. Yeah, you would.
No. I'm talking about what do they call that? I can't even think right now. Doing the other part of it, the computer part of it.
Oh.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing and office calls.
Yeah, that's the most annoying part. Like this past month, me and Frank were talking about it. Shout out Husbandry Reptiles.
Remotely. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. He's beating me up on clutches right now, but I'll catch up soon. We were talking about how I was struggling with the fact that I felt like I was on my phone and computer more than I was actually like doing the work. And it sounds weird, but it was really annoying. It's like, oh, I'm spending more time texting and calling and putting in orders than scraping shit. And I was upset because I feel like I wasn't putting in as much effort as I should, even though it's the same thing. It's still work, but
yeah,
it didn't feel like it. And then he talked me down, was like, you're good. You got to do it. So
That's good, man. We'll keep hitting it hard.
So with all that being said, I guess we could go ahead and do this.
I'm sorry.
It's Tyler's Just the Tip. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wish I had a visual reference for this, because this is for rodents, kind of. It's for the snakes, but about rodents. A lot of people hit me up. I had someone today, hey, my snake won't eat. Blah, blah, blah. It's another eating tip. I'm really good at those. My favorite thing to do besides the incubator trick, it's way easier than that. And next week or whatever, I'll get a picture of it. There's a very specific size of rat that is like crack cocaine. And I usually use it. This is for adults, usually adult females or males, like Peruvian, not 1,000 grams or whatever, just big girls or big boys that won't eat. Rat, almost like a rat weaned, no teeth. No, like rat pup, no teeth, but eyes are open. It's like a size that they stay at for 2 days, maybe. Then their teeth will start going in. Those toss them in, leave it for 2 days, come back. I have never had one snake deny that ever. I've gotten 3 customers on that tip alone, and that's especially if you don't want like to feed ASFs or a different food source than rats. Use that, and you really might piss off your rodent breeder or yourself trying to find that size. But it works if you can find it.
So just eyes barely open. That's the trick.
Yeah, they'll crawl around. They have no teeth. That's the biggest part, because you can just leave them in there as long as they'll stay alive, pretty much. And most days, I'll just leave it in overnight, come back, and it's gone. I have left it in for a day and a half. I don't think I've ever had to take that size rat out of a tub, no matter how annoying and stubborn the snake is. It usually just takes it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jamie, are you ready?
Sure. Hey.
Okay.
So, in a safety meeting at work this week, they asked me what steps I take in a fire. And apparently, big and fast ones was the wrong answer. Holly, you like tattoos, right? So, I was at the bank today waiting in the line when all of a sudden security came and removed this gentleman from the line and escorted him out of the bank because he had tattoos on his forearms of flames. Could you believe that? Apparently, they weren't allowed to bring firearms into the building.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Great dad joke. Great dad
And
joke.
then,
Long lead up. But it was
what did the full glass say to the empty glass?
good. I can make you half full.
Go home, you look drunk.
Oh, gosh.
That's
great.
folks.
Oh my God. I didn't get that last one until just now. I got it.
Well, that's okay. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
That's great.
Those are good.
Oh, I hear Bobby in there laughing.
Yay, it made Bobby laugh.
Let's play our sponsor video, then we'll get to Travis's.
Yeah,
Travis has
buddy.
always got the good stuff, so I'm gonna have to start giving him more time.
Oh
If
no.
you need to accelerate your breeding plans, use Charlie at Grey Rider Reptiles for fast and reliable shed testing services. His testing services offer both speed and accuracy, ensuring that you receive dependable results in a timely manner. As a valued customer, he is happy to offer you a 15% discount on your purchase. Visit www.shedtesting.com and use code TEXOMA15 during checkout to take advantage of the offer. Limit of 2 users per customer.
Meet Sammy, a ball python breeder with a specialty in the pipe project. When you meet him, don't be shy to ask questions about his snakes, as he loves to share his knowledge and experience with others. He is a friendly and approachable guy who is always happy to chat with fellow reptile enthusiasts. Whether you are a seasoned snake breeder or just starting out, Sammy is the perfect person to connect with if you are interested in the pipe project. So keep a lookout for that hot pink shirt.
Python Suzy. He's been professionally fondling pythons since April 2024. Before that, it was just for fun. He has balls and golans, and soon he'll have dwarf Burmese pythons in his collection. He loves dark clowns, leopards, and long walks on the beach with sunsets. He thinks orange dream and blackhead are salt and pepper on a good steak. Hit him up. He'll talk about just about anything.
That's true.
So, Sammy, go check Sammy out on Instagram. He's had a couple clutches come out, so that's kind of fun. And his little granddaughter Sophia is always on his Instagram. So check Sammy out. Travis has a 1-year recap on his Instagram. That was a live that he did. So go and check him out. And as far as Charlie goes, he has the vanilla and the cypress test are done. So if I forgot to check right before this, if it's not on the website, it should be on the website very shortly. Those are ready to go. Upcoming tests are red stripe, tri-stripe mandarin, and MJ xanthic. So they're sending those out for genome sequencing. So those are upcoming. Disco is almost done. It's going through validation. It's not done yet. Monsoon, they're still trying to locate exactly where the gene is. We have really good markers for it, but they don't know exactly where the gene is yet. So they're still working on that. And the lace test runs amazing. It's really great. They love running it. It runs easy. The lace test is amazing. Send your lace in just to make sure that it's lace. So that's what's going on with Charlie. Thank you all for our wonderful sponsors. We couldn't do the show without you. You guys are amazing.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
I heard that lace test runs really easy for Charlie and really hard for every single person sending the shed in.
Well, not every single person, but
All of them.
So the monsoon test, they're all working on that together, aren't they? Because that's a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
working out with some people. I don't know if it's if he's. I think he's the only American company working on it. I'm not 100% sure, but he is working with. He works closely with Canada and some people in Europe also, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, RGI is working on it too. I'm under the impression that they're all frustrated and they're like, all right, let's just all get our heads together and try to figure this one
Oh,
out.
it's
But
possible.
I could
It's
be
quite
wrong.
possible. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Last time we talked about the testing, that was what I heard, and they all said when anyone finds it, we'll share
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
It is such a pain in the ass. I
So they
guess.
have really good markers. They have really good markers, but it's not the gene yet. So
Yeah. Travis,
All right.
I'm gonna
Here we
blow
go.
you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh God.
So no games tonight though, but I'm going to share some interesting stuff nonetheless. Did you know that wombats shit cubes?
No.
No.
Their poop is square
I think
shaped.
I did know that. Yes, that sounds familiar.
Well,
And
no.
did you know that the more square the poop, the more attractive it is to the opposite sex?
Tyler's looking at it now.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Show us, Tyler.
Hold on, now I gotta go.
Square wombat poop.
So lady wombats like the poop.
That's really weird.
Wow.
It's pre-packaged.
And a prepackaged.
Crazy.
It's a pre-packaged dog treat, all natural.
Ew.
Oh my God.
I thought that was crazy stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing, did you know that in a clan of hyenas, the females are the rulers?
Yeah.
Just
And
like
you know
in
what
humans.
Pseudo penis.
they rule with a pseudopenis that is in fact the largest clitoris relative to body size of any known animal.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it is purely there as a status symbol.
That's
Because
crazy.
apparently the visual makes the other males feel inadequate.
Dude, hyenas are like one of my favorite animals. They're so cool.
Well, we learned last week that the hyena has a bite force that's greater than a grizzly bear's.
Yeah.
It's like 1,100 pounds per square inch or something like that.
Yep.
And you guys knew that crows and octopuses carry a grudge, right?
I knew
So
crows did it. I
if
didn't
you
know
do
about
something to a crow that's mean, it will go and get its friends and it will come back and it will harass you, or it will do things maliciously to your property, to whatever.
You know what that sounds like to me, Travis?
What?
The monkeys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Monkeys do the same shit. I hate monkeys. Absolutely hate them. You know, monkeys are the only animal on the planet that you can get rid of and nothing will happen. I just made that up. But octopuses also, or octopi, they also carry a grudge. They have been known to squirt water at, what do you want to call it? Like in a lab setting, you know, where people are doing things to them. People they don't like, they'll squirt water at them. They'll be indignant to people they don't like.
But I know they're very intelligent, so that doesn't surprise me that they can hold a grudge.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And then the last thing that I thought was kind of really cool, I guess I'll ask you guys this question. What snake or snakes can growl? Not hiss, but growl.
No idea.
It's not a garter snake. It's not a banana ball python.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not. Bull snake?
Bull snakes cannot growl. They can hiss like a mofo, but they cannot growl. There are 3 snakes that can growl. The top of the line, the one that is the primo growler, if you will, is the king cobra.
Really?
Apparently, it can straight up growl. And then there are two rat snakes, the Indonesian rat snake, and I forget what the other one was, that mimic its growl.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I thought that was pretty interesting
Yeah.
that the king cobra can growl. And then the last little
If I want to
thing
hear it, I'll do it after the show.
was, if I can find it here. All right, yeah. So the Indian rat snake and the mangrove rat snake are the other two of the three that can growl. And they do that to mimic the king snake or the king cobra.
I think the mangrove one is the one that Kevin McCurley at Nerd has, and it made a weird noise. And I just couldn't remember the name of it, but I think that's the one that he has. It kind of moans.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Like it moves.
Let's see.
Sounds like a cow.
The last one. Do you guys know if there are any reptiles or amphibians that are bioluminescent? Can produce their own light?
Well, there are, because you wouldn't be asking that. But
Sure, there are. You just
which
don't know.
ones are?
I don't know about reptiles, but I know amphibians.
Actually, there aren't any. There are no amphibians or reptiles that can produce their own light.
Really?
No, I'm lying.
Oh. Come on, Travis.
You're correct.
I gotta keep you guys on your toes. All right. So there are two amphibians that are bioluminescent. There are a total shitload of them that are biofluorescent, which means under UV light they fluoresce.
Okay.
But the pumpkin toadlet is bioluminescent. It's a tiny Brazilian frog toad thing that produces that are luminous. And then the other one is the South American glass frog. You know what? These things sound like the next big thing. I'm going to go buy some glow-in-the-dark frogs, and I don't even like frogs.
Glass frogs.
Frogs are like my least
Glass
favorite
frogs are
reptile
cool.
or amphibian. Like frogs do nothing for me.
Frogs are cool.
Oh, I like frogs.
I don't know.
I have a problem
Body's
with
too
frogs.
short. Eyes are too big. I don't know. Just never.
Why don't you like monkeys, Travis?
Arms are too long. Eyes are too small.
Hi, Kevin.
Why don't I like monkeys? Because they're like miniature furry human gangsters with shifty eyes and no ethics at all.
Go ahead. I told you. You got to tell the story.
You want me to tell the story? All right.
Yeah.
So I was in the Marines and I was overseas. We were doing cold weather training in mainland Japan, and we had a weekend off, and we went to Iishima Island, which apparently is the island of small spotted deer and monkeys. I don't know. We get to the island. It was me and some of my buddies from my unit, and there are a bunch of signs in English, not in kanji, that said, "Don't feed the deer. Don't look at the monkeys." We're like, "Don't look at the monkeys." We're like, "Okay, whatever." We were all hungover. So the first thing that we did, we paid our tickets. We got in the little gate there. And in Japan, there are vending machines. And a lot of them, you can buy coffee or beer out of the same vending machine.
Nice.
So this was like back in 1995, I think. It was 500 yen for a coffee or a beer. That was roughly $5 at the time. So anyway, so I needed a coffee. I put my 500 yen in the machine, hit the little button, and the can falls down. And as soon as I go reach down to get the can, this monkey comes flying in from sitting off on this coping wall, I don't know, like 100 feet away or 80 feet away, shoots in front of me, grabs the can of beer, looks at me, gives me its teeth, and then takes off over to the wall and sits up there with all of his buddies. Rips the little foil thing off, drinks it, hands it to his friend. I'm like, "You effing monkey." I was like, giving him the, And as soon as I did that, my one buddy goes, "Oh, we're not supposed to look at the monkeys." And then what do all the monkeys do? There's like 80 monkeys sitting up there. They all stand up and they're all like, they're all like hitting their chest going, "You want some of this, bro? Like, come on." They're all up on their hind legs, screaming and everything. And I was like, holy crap. And these are the monkeys that are like, I don't know, medium-sized monkeys. I don't think, no tail. They're like miniature baboons with the long teeth. Real ugly looking shits. And so they were yelling and screaming at us the whole time. And so we took off on our hike. This troop of monkeys followed us, screaming. I mean, like loud. Like it was like you couldn't really have a conversation because they were behind us just calling us names. And they followed us to the point where my buddy's like, what if, I have trail mix in my pack. What if I just drop my pack and let them go through it? Maybe it'll distract them. Like,
Oh, wow.
Let's do it. Anything we can do at this point. Drops his pack. And they come up to the pack. And what do they do to the pack? They piss and shit all over the pack.
Oh my God.
And then they hold it up at us. And they're like, see this? That's what we think. And they followed us around the whole time, yelling and screaming at us. We left the park. We probably would have stayed longer, but we were bullied the whole time.
That's crazy.
And it's just, that. And I always thought monkeys were kind of creepy because, they're doing the little thing, they got the little hands that look like human hands and they're like touching your cheek. And like, you see the videos, right, where they're like doing the weird they're on the woman's shoulder and they're just creepy. They're just too human looking. And then on top of that, they're all like straight gangster, like, and I don't mind like the great apes, like orangutans. Cool. I fist bumped one in Thailand. They're cool. Or the chimpanzees. Yeah. I've never seen one and I don't think I want to see one. Gorillas, I don't know. They seem okay.
Travis, who wins, 100 men or a gorilla? Now that's the question.
Ooh. I'd say that's a draw.
I'd say it's the 100 men because as long as they can teamwork it, they're good. We got our brains.
Each dude's going to get one shot and then he's out.
No, that means you think that they're going at one at a time. They teamwork it and all make a big circle and.
I got a feeling that gorilla would be hugging a lot of guys at once and squeezing them into just one.
Yeah.
I still give it to the humans.
I don't know. Gorillas are pretty tough. I've never seen. Well, I did see one in a zoo once when I was a kid, but that doesn't. I don't think that counts. Seeing one in the wild is probably a little different. But yeah, I don't like monkeys can go to hell. Banana spiders and taught me.
He gives me shit about the damn bananas. I'm gonna start saying, "All right, monkey, we'll send you a damn monkey."
Yeah.
So Mission Morphs reminds me of another situation. So we have these big spiders in Okinawa too, and along the seawall, there's a path where you can run, but between the barracks and the seawall are these big, tall, like Italian cypress-looking trees, and a lot of times at dusk, when it cools off a little, guys will go out for their runs. You have your barracks window open, doing whatever because it's starting to cool down and stuff. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you'll hear some grown man scream like a girl.
Nah.
And you're like, what the heck's going on? Well, he's running between those trees at dusk, and those spiders are enormous spiders. And they put up this great big web, like a 20-foot web between the trees. And so these guys go run through this web, not realizing what they've done. And that spider is like all on their face and everything. And they're all screaming like a girl.
I would have been screaming like
you hear that from time to time.
Nope.
I'd quit life if that happened.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the monkey story. Monkeys can go to hell.
Funny.
And people that have monkeys, like, have you seen the videos of people that have? Why would you have a monkey? The hate and discontent that a monkey creates. I mean, there's a guy that was trying to pack his lunch for the day or whatever, and the monkeys were grabbing on the counter, grabbing all of his stuff, and
It's like having an unruly toddler.
Yeah. Hard pass on monkeys.
So, Jamie, what's been going on with you? I have not been here in 2 weeks.
So, well, we got our first clutch, and we're vending our first show this weekend. So we'll be doing the Knoxville Repticon show here, and it's gonna be fun. I'm excited and nervous, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
You'll do great.
Is it a 2-day?
It is a 2-day. Yep.
Okay. Go to Knoxville on Sunday and Nashville on Saturday.
I know. See, that's the part. So that's the part that sucks a little bit. Is everybody that I thought I would vend with on my first time vending is going to be in Nashville. So I'm like, dang it. But it's fine. That means I get to kind of be the big fish in a little pond, I guess. So at least I'm not competing against them.
That is always a good spot to be in.
Yeah, and I'm right by the bathrooms and the concession stand. So that'll be a good time. We got 2 tables. So we're going to be taking our 2 ARS not racks, but displays. We got the lights. I haven't actually set anything up yet, but I have all the stuff. And then today I realized I need to make sure I have enough snake bags. So I bought some more and hopefully they'll get here before Friday. But yeah, but we'll see. It'll be fine. I have 8. So I have some.
Nice.
Good, good. I hope you get some good sales.
Yeah, it'll be good to get our name out. I got to remember to take pictures, to do posts, and we're going to 3D print all of our QR codes this weekend for our Etsy store and our Husbandry Pro store. And yeah, it's going to be good. I'm just
So you 3D print your QR codes?
Yeah, I'm going to try to 3D print the QR codes and then just have them standing up. We're going to attempt that this week.
Jamie, have your 3D printing stuff there you can show off, like some new stuff?
No, I didn't think about that. No, not any new stuff. So the new stuff has just been like the hides, but smaller. So Moreforge, Jamie at Moreforge got a hold of us and asked if we can make some gecko hides for her. So they're like 1 inch by 2 inch little gecko hides. So we made those and they're getting shipped out on Monday. We've been doing a whole bunch of egg trays. So I've got some in there and some from the Shane's Patreon ordered. I had like 3 people order egg trays here recently. So I got the egg trays going. But I don't have anything new.
And then the toys you've been doing.
Yeah, I've been doing the toys. So I do have one of the little dragon things. I have this little dragon thing here. And then we did some snakes. So the pit vipers turned out really cool. So and then we got these little dragons. And then this thing. So these are for chopsticks. You just stick your chopsticks up there. And for people who don't know how to use chopsticks or little kids, this is a chopstick holder. So we'll take a couple of those with us. Yeah.
We already know, don't we?
Kevin, no, Kevin.
What? And of course, I've got my tags. I love my tags.
Let me pull you back up.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, so these are our tub tags. We've got a few different ones. But I like these. I got rats for when they eat, and I got a bunch of different ones for when we're pairing, and then I've got egg watch ones when they're on eggs, or if we're looking for eggs. So I got a bunch of different tags that lets me know what's happening in the tubs.
So I want to buy some of those. I could use those. I'm using them like paper clips and.
So we have this is the do not disturb sign. And then I have a little sock. I also have a sock that I hang on their tubs if it's for their. And I also have a heart that says you're on a date. So there's several different ones with that. This is our egg watch. This is what we put on after they ovulate. This is what we put on if they don't eat. This is what I put on if I notice they have a poop, but I haven't changed them yet. Like if I'm feeding them or something. So that's the poop tag. Then I've got these. I put their names on them, or you could put follicle size. It's like a little dry erase board. You could just wipe it off.
Ooh.
And then Carl does things like this that are fun. And then if you need to get a test, check out Charlie, right? You could just put this on there if you need to catch a shed. That way, if you have multiple people, they know you need to put a shed.
More than anything.
Yeah. I think that's it. Well, I got these things. We can also use these for follicle tags. It's again just a bunch of little mini dry erase boards, kind of like you could just wipe them right off.
And we use those for hatchlings too to write down how many times they've ate.
Yeah,
we're
always looking for ideas. A lot of our ideas came from people. It's like, hey, can you make something like this for us? And we do. So usually we can figure it out. Carl's running through a lot of training on the on how to do the 3D modeling so that he can do more elaborate things. But right now, tags and hides are real easy, so we can do those for sure.
Bless you,
And
Craig.
Sammy, I gotta get with Sammy. He got a hold of us and he wants me to make a water bowl, like not like a bowl like this, but shorter, to where he could put the Dixie cups or whatever it is inside of it. So we're gonna kind of make a disc that it can sit on so it doesn't flip, and then to fit the plastic cups that he's using for the babies. So we're gonna do some of that for Sammy. We just haven't got there, Sammy. Sorry, we've been sick and we're vending, but after we vend or before, we'll definitely get to it in the next couple weeks.
And if anybody has any ideas for tags, let Jamie know. She'll let me know if I can do something to help or whatever. But
yeah, and another thing
that
we're planning on doing is, sorry, Holly, go ahead.
I said that is fun designing those, and then
It is.
come.
Another thing I would like to do is if everyone has like a simple version, of the four of us have like a simple version of your logo. I'd like to see if we could get it done and make like refrigerator magnets where I could 3D print them and then just glue the magnet on the back of it. So we would just have to, it's only 4 colors and it has to be pretty, like the logos, just something like this, and we could print it off. So I was thinking something like that too. That'd be fun.
Yep. And
Nice.
Christmas ornaments you can do with your logo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like she said, it has to be real simple. I can do some of them, make them simple.
Or even if it's just the words with the font that you like.
Yep.
So they're fun. It's fun trying to figure this out. And plus it gives my husband something to do. So
That's nice.
And then
No, that's
your
pretty, that's pretty
hides.
cool.
Are you still doing like the tree looking hides and stuff like that as well?
no, we can't print the tree hide. It's that one's a pain in the butt, and it's not as big as people. It's not very big. I'll have one to show, and it's so that one's cool, but it's more for geckos, and because our printing plate is only 9x9. So if we keep doing more business with the 3D printing, they just came out with the bigger one. Bamboo did, and slightly bigger. It's not even that much bigger, but we might end up getting that one too. So then we'll have 3. But yeah, that one's fun.
Nice. No, that's cool. Yeah, I've got the bamboo, but I don't. It's at my son's place, and I'm trying to get him to get on the stick with it. But,
Yeah.
he's busy. So I don't have the time.
There's a learning curve for sure, and there was no way I would have the time. So that's Carl's hobby. When I started doing snakes, he did bonsais, jeeping, cross stitch. Carl, he had a bunch of hobbies, and then I got into snakes and rodents, and that took up a bunch of my time. And I said, all right, if we're gonna start a new hobby, because we're both ADHD, like we're like squirrels, we're all over the place. I said they have to support one of the other hobbies that we already have. So he's like, cool, I'll do 3D printing. So that works. So that's how we did that. Plus, I mean, every single one of the hides that I use, we've printed in-house, which is nice. So
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, when I went to Tinley, there was so much 3D printed stuff there. It was insane.
yeah.
I
So when we go
figured-
locally, there's a lot of toys, but there's not a lot of reptile stuff. So we're going to print out, we're going to have our hides to take, we're going to have our tags to take, and some of the toys, but mostly, and these are egg trays. So these are our egg trays that we print, and then they have 4 little feet that you can insert in these slots. And so we'll take those with us too. So this is what we use in house. These are cool.
That's nice.
You
I
can
think
print
if
them in
you-
whatever color you want. All of our reptile stuff is printed using PETG. So it's pet safe and it's UV resistant and humidity resistant material.
Nice.
And
I
can
think
you
if
run
you
those
want-
through the dishwasher?
It says you can. It just depends on how hot your dishwasher gets. So my hot water is really, really hot, and some of the stuff went through fine, and some of it didn't. So I'm starting to tell people maybe not want to put it through the dishwasher. This stuff we are printing with. I'm going to run this through the dishwasher to see if it can go, because I printed this with no infill, so it's pretty heavy and it's a solid piece. Where sometimes they'll make like a mesh inside. It's an infill, and so it's only solid on the outside surfaces, but not on the inside. It's more like a checkerboard pattern. In these, it's solid 100% all the way, so that there's less space for the water to get into and for anything to grow. And so I will run one of these through the dishwasher so I can see if it'll work. So now my hides I just wash by hand because it's easier. I wash them when I wash the tubs. I don't put the tubs through dishwasher. I've got B70 tubs. Those suckers will barely fit in my bathtub. So, but I got the big snakes. Those monarchs are huge. I have a monarch I'm borrowing from the Herpen Harbins, and she's massive. And she's only 3. And they said that she's the small one.
How much does she weigh?
She's huge. I weighed her. She's like, oh man, I think 3,800 grams.
3,800 grams?
Yeah.
I
She's
just
massive.
I just weighed her today, and she was 4,050 grams.
They're huge.
She's
And so sweet. Like at least the one I have is just so sweet. Yeah, they're massive.
I have like pretty big hands, and yeah, she's
huge. And yeah, the Alicia said that this is the smallest one out of the clutch. She was the smallest one. Her sister is much bigger. It's crazy. They're like you talk about Voltas. They're huge.
Yeah, dude. I pulled her out today. I did some ultrasounding. She was in shed, so I didn't really get to ultrasound her. But when I pulled her out, I was like, holy shit. Like I stopped feeding her not stopped feeding her, but started feeding her like small meals every other week because she started to get too big. And when I started seeing follicles on her, I started to feed her like weekly on a normal size rat again. And she's just disgusting. Like I got her in July of 23 or something. I got her a year and a half ago, and she was 1,100 grams or 1,000 grams a year and a half ago.
I'm pretty sure Alicia said this snake is only 3 years old. Or 2. She's huge.
Yeah, that girl I got behind me's 3.5. Yeah, they're just giant, and I have.
Dang.
She's huge. I give her 3 ASFs. Yeah. And from the size to, that's still a little meal for her as far as the 10% of their body weight goes.
She's almost 2,000 grams and just turned 2.
She is pretty.
Again, okay, so she's 2,000 grams, and like again, in comparison to the other snake, the other monarch was just. But she's got 11 millimeters right now, so you might go this year. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, it would. I would love to have one of those babies.
Oh, I also, this is new. Got come here. I got this boy pretty recently from new breeder. New breeder to me, but wow. So. New monarch boy. It's pastel Enchi yellow belly monarch, 100% heifer pied male. It was produced by Troy, and then I bought it from Corey DeLong, CD Constrictors. So that's who she's going to be going to. Hopefully make some nice monarch pieds this season.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's also going to Clown Pied Girl, and I think a Leopard Pinstripe Spot-Nosed Desert Ghost. He's going to some cool stuff this year. Make more cool monarchs. I will actually have, now that I have him, my breeder male single gene monarch is going to be available. Well, he is available, but
what was that you said?
My big single gene monarch is for sale now. I haven't posted
male
him. Yep, proven breeder many times.
How much?
I'll tell you after the show.
We'll talk about it after. Yeah, let's talk about it. I like monarch a lot.
Am I doing the Mega Expo in Monroeville? I'm not. Kansas City AARPE is the same weekend, so we decided to do Kansas City instead of Mega Expo. Eric, if you told me you were showing up to Pittsburgh, I would have probably still picked Kansas City, but it would have been. But no, I will be back in the fall though. So once they release the dates, as long as it doesn't run into anything else. I love that show. My family lives 10 minutes away, so I just stay with them, and it's nice to see the family. But
Nice.
sadly, had to miss this one.
So Tyler, if I could have a suggestion for just the tip in the upcoming episodes, is how to get your new males to breed, because that girl is supposed to be breeding with my spot nose, confusion, yellow belly clown, and he is a diva. So I got him to eat, but so far he is not interested in the ladies at all. So
I can do that. That'll be for
yeah,
next
let's
week.
do that. Put that on just the tip.
Will do. That's a pretty easy one. There's 1,000.
Awesome.
Sure.
How old is he, Jamie?
He's 2, I think, but he's small. He's not. I mean, he's breeding size, but she was with Shane for a while and not eating because he's a diva and only like certain colored ASFs live.
Wow.
That's it. And so I can give him exactly what he wants to eat. Now I just need him to start porking and working for his dinner.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Oh, other stuff I did. So I did an ultrasound today. I got 11 girls that are done pairing. So that was nice to check up on. 11 girls that are 30 or above. So they're done pairing. 30 to a girl that's literally 2 days overdue. So hopefully gonna have 12 clutches by what are we in? May?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Start of July should have like 12 clutches.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Awesome. Still looking. We're on pace for like 45-50 this year. So that would be
Oh wow, that's awesome.
really good. Not slowing the snakes down.
If I get to 10, I'll be happy. But we're pairing 16. But I don't think all those girls are going to go. A lot of them have moved. They're not. I haven't grown them up. But it is looking good for my clowns. So my head-to-head pairing on clowns, those girls are looking good. And the pairings that I'm making right now for our Desert Ghost Pieds, Desert Ghost Het Pieds, double hets, stuff like that, that's going really good too. But my Sunset male isn't wanting to do nothing. My Confusion Clown male isn't wanting to do nothing. I've got a couple other ladies that have gone off food. So,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll see y'all next week. And
Sounds
next
good.
week, what is next week? Oh, hook 'em royals.
I also will not be here next week because I will be driving home from Nashville, Tennessee. So
And I won't be here the previous week because we'll be on a cruise.
Wait, the week after?
Mhm.
Okay, well.
You
Yep.
people.
I'll be rolling in hot on Sunday coming off of the show. So I will. It's just in Knoxville, so I should be able to make it on time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't carry this show by myself. No one will check in.
Travis, I'm a part-timer. Don't worry. It's okay.
We'll find somebody.
All right. Thanks,
I'll be
guys.
here. I'll try.
Bye, everybody.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.